Hello everybody, welcome and welcome back. Today is Sideboard Sunday number 7, so we are going to be talking about Jeskai Legends. This deck is incredibly fun and I've been having a pretty decent win rate with it. Basically, for those of you who don't know, the deck is centered around the Rona and Relic of Legends interaction. Relic of Legends coming down on turn 3 after return to Rona can tap itself for mana and tap the Rona for mana. Then you can play something like an Inti, or a Denic, or a Pia, which untaps the Rona. Then you have 2 mana, and you can play another 2-drop if you have one. Or if you have a Skrelv, say you win Skrelv Rona Relic, you have 3 mana, so you can dump another 3-drop on the field on turn 3 after playing your 3 mana Relic, which untaps the Rona. And then you can play another 2-drop. The deck is insanely powerful if it gets one of these Rona Relic curves, because you just dump your hand, and if your opponent doesn't have a lockdown, you just run away with the game. So some of the main engines in the deck is Rona Inti. Whenever you loot cards, you discard, and it triggers Inti. Then you exile the top card. And then the exiled cards, those synergize with Pia and with Rocco. Rocco is one of, just because, he's Naya, he's not technically a Jeskai creature, but we do have relics, we do have caverns, and we do have the plaza, so he is definitely castable. Delny is kind of what breaks the whole deck open. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, and if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, it triggers an additional time. So whenever you cast a legend with Rona, you get multiple untaps, which can allow for multiple loots, which lets you dig really far with Inti, and can make you tons of Thopters with Pia. If you happen to have one of those explosive, crazy early game curves with the Relic, Kayla's Reconstruction is one of the better cards because you can just tap all your dudes for mana and Kayla's Reconstruction for like 4 or 5. I have hit like 4 different legends off of this and just kind of broken the game wide open from there. Agriskos is a 1-of up here. Since he's a 4-drop, it does get missed by the Reconstruction, but he has a ETB and an attack trigger that you can double with Delny. So when he ETBs, if Delny's on the field, he just straight up exiles a creature, and when he attacks. So if your opponent can't deal with this, he will deal with pretty much everything the opponent has. We're running just a couple more like toolbox legends. We have Lorn of the Third Path and more of these guys in the sideboard. With Delny can blow up multiple artifacts and enchantments, which is really powerful. Squee can produce a lot of red goblins when he attacks, and since there is a lot of draw discard, discarding the Squee and the Denic are pretty much free. Since you make a bunch of mana, you can cast them out of the graveyard. And we also have a 1-of Aerith. This is definitely a late game card, but it is a finisher with Pia, turning all of your draws, say with Rona, into 2 exiled cards. If you have a Pia out, is just insane. Over in the sideboard, we have 4 copies in Negate. These are most definitely for the control matchups. We don't like board wipes, and we don't like temporary lockdown, so card is a must. Knockout Blow for aggro. Thalia for the other control matches still, so you bring in usually like 7 cards versus them. Lorn of the Third Path against any sort of mid-rangey deck that varies out their permanence. Being able to blow up artifacts and enchantments is very valuable. March of Swirling Mist is another fun card. This one comes in for the grindy mid-range matchups where it just kind of becomes a board stall. This breaks board stalls wide open, and it can also be used to just fog our opponent's creatures so we can just get in and kill them next turn after they alpha strike, so it's really fun. And of course we have the 4th Kayla's Reconstruction. If you're going into some sort of mid-range matchup, you definitely want this. But yeah, the deck is really cool. I've been playing a lot with it, and I've been having a lot of fun, and been winning a lot of games. This is definitely something you want to play on Arena though, because there's just so many triggers. Especially with the Ronas and the Intis once you get Delny down, it can be a little confusing. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you everybody for watching, I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.